Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on The Prince of Egypt. Now, I think a lot of us remember what The Prince of Egypt was. It was one of DreamWorks' big hits during the late 90s. There were figures of it, an audio tape books, there were like an awesome soundtrack and so on. Now, the premise of Prince of Egypt is about Moses, a Hebrew who was raised by the king and queen of Egypt, and at the same time has this perfect life where him and his foster brother Ramesses have everything they could want. Until one day, Moses finds out more about his background and realizes to his horror how much damage his foster father had done. Now, with Moses' foster father, he comes off as just an affair guy. At the same time, he is a bit hard on Ramesses, but he wants him to, keep the straight and narrow, and wants Moses to make sure that he doesn't do anything too stupid. And at the same time, he does try to justify his actions, and he does try to come off as, I did nothing wrong, but again, he doesn't seem to realise how much damage he's done. So with Moses' character, he's meant to be like a represent of what happens in our lives, where we find out more about our backgrounds, or how we find out more about our family, and we decide we want to be left. Now, there are other characters in this. There's Zipporah, who is Moses' wife and also ally. I would see her as the kind of badass chick, but at the same time she does care for Moses and actually is there to witness the 10 plagues of Egypt and such, and making her realize just how much powerful faith can be. Also, you have Moses' real siblings, Aaron and Miriam. Now, Miriam does stay supportive with Moses and knows deep down he's a good person, and eventually supports him when he comes back to Egypt. With Aaron, on the other hand, I do see him as a guy who holds a grudge against Moses, but later on, he starts to trust Moses, and during the whole walk of the Nile, he puts his hand on his shoulder saying, You've done well, as to show that I'm here for you now, and I want to be there for you. Now, at the same time, what's also interesting is that with Ramesses' character, he's meant to represent what could happen if we refuse to let things go, and he wants to build a better empire, and takes his father's words to heart seriously, and even doesn't show any concern or care to what happens to his people. There are moments where he does show that he cares about Moses, where he says, why can't things be the way they were before, showing I really wanted things to be back to what they were. Now, also with the Prince of Egypt, it does so well in showing us that sometimes in life things can't go back to what they were. Sometimes in life we make difficult choices that will come to us and make us who we are. With Moses, he starts off as an irresponsible kid, but later on becomes more responsible, more serious, but at the same time he still has that fun personality that's still there. Now, what do I think of Prince of Egypt? It is definitely not a bad film. There's a great soundtrack, it's perfectly handled, and the animation looks breathtaking and done well. And Val Kilmer actually does a good job for Moses. So what do I think of Prince of Egypt? It is definitely pretty good, so it deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.